Says the Yomi. We are up to Melacha. We did Sovea, right? And we did tying. We're up to. We did Tofer. We did to Kriah. Okay, good. We're middle of finishing Tofer, sewing. We're page 53. 112. Man may use a pin or a safety pin to mend a tear or shorten a hem of a garment on Shabbat. So let's say you have bulovka, you have a safety pin, and you want to pin something that ripped. That's not called sewing on Shabbat. It's not considered tofer. This is permitted even if you make 3 penetrations with the pin, and you're going to leave it there for a long time. It's mutar. Also, sometimes you have a brooch, where some people put a pin. You know, the Israeli yellow pin that people put. So you could you put that into the shirt, onto the jacket? Yes, mutar on Shabbat to do that. 13. One may not staple 2 items together on Shabbat. You can't use a stapler. 14 is permitted to use paper clips on Shabbat to hold pages together. 15.
Can you use the stickers? Yeah, you can use the stickers.
So
like the yellow.
We said the stickers, the post-its. We said if you're going to put it for a short while, mutar. But if it's going to stay there forever, it's a sur.
Yeah, but if you want to use it, let's say right now you see
bookmark, like a bookmark.
Yeah, you see a good meforash and you want to use it like what Shabbat.
Mutar, but it's not forever.
If I peel the stickers before Shabbat and then I just put them one on top of each other and now I'm repealing it, is that also isur?
If you're gonna put on the sticker and leave it there forever, it's a problem. But if it's temporary and you're gonna take off the sticker and put it here and then you're gonna remove it later, it's not gonna be there till the next week. So then it's mutar to put stickers. It's
mutar. What mean forever? Like say 6 months, 7 months.
1 week, more than 1 week.
Oh, so
till next Shabbat. Okay, good. Says 15. Tofer does not apply to one's body. Therefore, it's permitted to place a band-aid on Shabbat in order to seal a cut. So what is Tofer? Tofer is sewing 2 fabrics together. What about putting my skin together with a band-aid to close the wound? Mutar. That's allowed on Shabbat. Melacha 24. Melechet Kriah. So we had sewing, which is putting things together, and now we have Kriah, which is ripping, tearing things apart. So it was necessary to repair holes in the curtains and the coverings of the Mishkan. In order to repair these holes, it was necessary to first tear the holes wider to make a straight and even seam that could be concealed in the fabric. Kriah is the Melacha of tearing 2 attached items apart. Some poskim say this applies even to tearing a single item to 2 parts. According to many poskim, the biblical translation Kriah is only when al menat litfor. Okay, so when you in the Mishkan, they used to rip on condition to sew it again nicer, right? So let's say you have a small rip this way. They used to rip it more to make a nice rip, so it's easy to close nicely. So it's Kriah al menat litfor. But if you do it without for the purpose of resewing, it's still asur midarabanan. That's just in regards to the oraita. Number 1, tearing 2 pages that were permanently glued together may not be done on Shabbat. This is considered tolada of Kriah. However, pages in a book that came glued together because of food or because of other substances that was caught in the pages, they may be detached on Shabbat. Sometimes the printers, they didn't cut the paper properly, right? Sometimes 2 pages are attached and you have to rip 2 pages that are attached together. That's asur, because if they didn't cut properly, the paper is not cut. So you're cutting the first time, you're ripping it. But if I spilled some candy on my pages and then when I close the book, it's hard to open because of the candy, that's allowed. That's allowed to open on Shabbat.
Yeah, but you're going to cause to cut the paper.
Yeah, he says they may be detached on Shabbat. That one tries, provided that you try not to rip the letters. Try not to rip letters, mutar. Number 2, tearing a package and the other halachot, opening packages and bottles on Shabbat, is discussed in Melechet Mekeh Patish. The halacha, you're allowed to open a package, a food package, a bottle, as long as your intention is to destroy and not to create a vessel. Then it is mutar to access the food inside by ripping the packages and the bottles. 3, one may cut a plastic strand that attached clothing to one another, such as when you open a pair of socks, since the item that connects the 2 items is only temporary. However, you should do so in private. Okay, sometimes when you buy new socks, so they come with a little plastic thing that attaches to it. You have to go, pach, and you have to rip them apart. So that is allowed to be ripped in private, because if you do that in front of Amaharis, then he's going to think that you can rip 2 stitches together like that, which is asur. But this thing is plastic. It's not a real stitch. So therefore, you're allowed to rip it privately.
Rabbi, I have a question that is bothering me. So right now, if I learn and I want to put the sticks, what I can do? I cannot put the sticks because you say that.
You could put a sticker.
But
It's
it's gonna
just
stay more than a week. What I
oh,
can do?
so you can.
Because I keep it at home and I can say it on Shabbos after work.
So after Shabbos, take it off.
No, but I want like in the
Fold-
future.
so
I
fold it.
remember I learned it from.
So
this.
if you take it off on Shabbat after Shabbat, take it off, put it back on. Now it's okay because you did the sticker on Shabbat, not on Shabbat. Right after Shabbat, take it off, put it back on. That's it. Okay. 4. It is not permitted to cut a label, such as the washing instructions or the brand or the size of the clothing, from a piece of clothing on Shabbat, since it's sewn into the clothing. Sometimes people buy suits. They have over here the brand name, or they have over somewhere the tag. You can't rip off these tags, so they're sewn into the clothing on Shabbat. You can't rip it off. Number 5. One should not open a letter on Shabbat if it's in a sealed in an envelope. However, if it's urgent, one may ask a non-Jew to open it. 6. It is permitted to open an individual Band-Aid slip and to remove the protective backing from the adhesive of the Band-Aid on Shabbat. Usually they come in a thing you have to rip. You have to tear open the Band-Aid. That's mutar. 7. It is prohibited to tear a piece of clothing with the purpose of showing others that one is angry or because someone passed away. That's a sur on Shabbat. That's Kriah. What?
Urgent letter.
Urgent letter, you can ask a goy to open it.
You should be able to get it yourself. You destroy. You're not.
Right. But yeah, I have to see inside Chazon but yeah, why he says that. But that's a good point. You're not trying to keep the envelope for later. Why you're not allowed to open? Yeah, that's a good point. I think in general there's a prohibition of reading mail on Shabbat. I think that's the reason. Specifically, mail is not supposed to be handled on Shabbat, especially not to read it. So maybe the goy is gonna open it and read it. When you have the grandfather who can't read, he says, "Tell me what tapisana. I don't know what it says over here." And that's what you're gonna tell the goy. Another thing that's important over here is sometimes you have pockets, like pockets in the suit that's not opened. It's sewed, right? You have sometimes the pockets over here. These pockets, people sometimes they use them. The pocket over here to put the napkin over here, the handkerchief. Those they say that these are meant to be opened. I don't know if everybody's is meant to be opened. I know a lot of people who don't open.
Can you
these.
compare that to the two suit you just said before? Like it's
Right.
kind of suit.
Right. So the socks is with the plastic, but this is with the fabric. It's like the brand over here that's sewn in the same way.
Yeah.
So we have to see if that's a sur. If it's not meant to be open, then it's a sur. But if it's meant to be opened, like the socks they sell it. They want you to rip it open, right? So then it will be mutar. But we have to see what was their intention of the people who sewed it. If it's never meant to be open, it will be a sur. No, not necessarily. No, the pocket is there. The pocket is already there. It's just closed with the sewing. The question is it Kriah? Baruch Na'olam.